Welcome to episode 2 of The Prophetic Painter of Rajasthan. If you haven't yet, I recommend watching episodes 1 first to catch the full unfolding story. But whether you're returning or just jumping in it, I'm glad you're here. Now, take a breath and step with me into a world of ancient secrets, hidden powers, and mysteries. Let's begin. It was the year of the dry monsoon in Jaisanpur. The wells that once gave water freely now echoed with hollow air. Where cool water once touched the villagers' hands, there was now only the coarse scrape of clay buckets on stone. The monsoon never came, not even a promise of it. The skies remained white, then grey, then brown with dust. The wind no longer brought relief. It carried only the smell of scorched earth and the silence of dying things. Sorghum, millet, chickpeas, planted in hope, dead before bloom. Cattle stumbled, ribs visible. Goats cried until their voices cracked. Even the birds fell silent, and with hunger came desperation. By the time the festival of Gangor arrived, once a time of colour, music, and reverence, the celebration was little more than a memory. The temples closed early, no drums, no prayers, only murmurs. And then the breaking began. They started with the outer grain chambers, those sacred clay silos meant only for famine or war. One by one, locks snapped. Ancient jars shattered on stone floors. Men and women, old and young, dug through grain dust for lentils, a grain of rice, a forgotten chickpeas. And one night, they came to the weaver's house, not for his art, not for his woven scarfs or his vibrant textiles. They came for wheat. They crawled in through the backyard, where the old stone steps led down into a dark, musty underground room. There, they expected sacks of flour, dried lentils, maybe pulses. But instead, they found bundles of cloth, row after row, carefully wrapped, hidden. One thief lit a lantern. Another hesitated, then peeled back a dusty sheet. Silence filled the room, canvas after canvas, paintings with images no one could explain. A blood-coloured sky over a crumbling fort, a storm of ash sweeping through a desert caravan, faces screaming, half swallowed by darkness. Children reach up from the depths of wells, eyes without pupils, soldiers dissolving into dust. One thief dropped his lantern. Another backed away, whispering something. They said the cursed dreams had ended, but the cellar told a different story. By morning, the secret could no longer be contained. They strung the paintings across the broken walls of the abandoned fort near the market square. By noon, half the town had gathered. The elderly came leaning on sticks. Children clung to their mothers' saris. No one spoke. They stared, and the paintings stared back. Some showed memories: the Great Drought, the Pilwara Plague, the bandit raids on the salt roads. But others were unknown. A royal elephant, maddened, rampaging through a palace corridor. Red-turbaned nobles crushed underfoot. A queen in a silver veil crying over a black mound, once a throne, now ash. Fear swept through the crowd like wildfire across dry grass. Priests whispered incantations. Shopkeepers sprinkled turmeric over their doorways. Children wept, not knowing why. And by evening, the king's guards arrived. They pulled the paintings down, rolled them tightly, and carried them into the fort's inner chambers. There, behind iron doors, the Rana's most trusted minds were summoned. Scribes, mystics, astrologers, even a reluctant scholar from Udaipur. For 3 days, they argued. Was this young man a seer or a summoner? In the months that followed, strange things began to happen. One of the paintings, depicting a festival gone wrong, seemed to come to life. In Bundi, a nobleman was crushed beneath the hooves of his own elephant during a royal procession. In the north, a young prince returning from China was poisoned by his brother. Each fate had been painted, each tragedy predicted. But one scholar noted something different. Not all events had been foreseen. Some had been created. "The future," he wrote in his journal, "bends toward his brush." The Rana, now afraid, issued an order. Find the painter. Not to punish, but to possess. If this young man could dream disasters, could he also be taught to dream victory? But Veerraj was already gone. His father had seen the way the townspeople stared, as if they didn't see paintings, but heard them whisper. And he had seen the guards, the questions, the suspicion. That night, by the flicker of a mustard oil lamp, the old weaver said to his son, "This gift, or curse, cannot live in a cage, and neither can you." Before dawn, Veerraj was smuggled out, hidden beneath bags of spices in a merchant's cart. He rode across the Thar, under the moon's cold gaze, past crumbling watchtowers, past dead trees that once shaded caravans, past stepwells filled with sand and memory. The journey took weeks. He travelled in silence, eating little, sleeping rarely. And finally, he crossed into the mountains of Kowe Baba and reached a village outside Mazari Sharif. There, nestled in the almond groves and snow-fed streams, he found a stone house, alone, safe. And for a time, he did not dream, but far away in the dungeons beneath the fort of Jaisanpur. The paintings were not silent. Their colours began to shift. A line of black lengthened. A face in the background turned. An army banner changed symbols, very slowly, almost undetectably. As if, somewhere, a brush was still moving. Thank you for watching episode 2 of The Prophetic Painter of Rajasthan. Your presence means a lot. Now tell me, do you think Veerraj paintings are a gift or a curse? And what would you do if you could see the future, but no one believed you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your theories. If you're drawn to this unfolding story, don't forget to subscribe, share, and tap the bell so you never miss an episode. The brush hasn't stopped moving, and neither has the story. Let's meet again in episode 3.